Good morning, everybody. Our next speaker is Istvan Karan to talk to us about Requirements Bazaar. Please give a big hand to Istvan.
So, hello and good morning. Welcome to this talk about Requirements Bazaar, a software that we have been developing for 5 years now. The title is Connecting End Users and Developers. So my name is Istvan Karan, and I traveled here 1 hour from RWTH Aachen University in Germany. My Twitter handle is Istin here. You can use the hashtag if you want to take a pic. That would be cool. And our organization on GitHub, where you find all the code, is here. And this is the URL of our tool. So we're a research institute, and we in computer science, and we develop a lot of software in big projects. And we are rolling out to a lot of users, and we always have the issue of getting the feedback from the users. And I think that's quite a common problem, and this is how we tackle it. So, well, usual idea is just let the users send emails or just make a forum, a discussion forum, but that doesn't really scale. So what people in the open source world do is things like that. So issue trackers. For example, this is a screenshot from Bugzilla. But, well, it's not really end-user friendly. So there are things like refactor string bundle.js. So they are really confused. This is for the Android project. But also, we tried sending people to GitHub issues, but then people, they saw the files and the code, and they were turned off and just closed that. We also tried sending them to Jira with this form, but they were overwhelmed by the number of fields you have to fill in here. So what people obviously like is when you look at the app stores from iTunes Store or Play Store, is App Store comments. So this is, for example, taken from Facebook, and people complain about the software here because they like it's just a single text field, and you just enter the box there, and yeah, but for developers it's really hard to click through all the comments. So yeah, what we want to achieve here is in the pipeline from continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. What a lot of us already do is another continuous, which is continuous innovation. So we want to listen to the users and allow them to contribute, to send their ideas, because we notice that those ideas are often the best. So we came up with Requirements Bazaar. You can find it under this URL, requirementsbazaar.org. And yeah, it's a web-based tool, online tool for continuous innovation. So the key ideas here are connecting the end users with the developers, designers, but also researchers and other stakeholders involved in the development. And we want to allow them to discuss, to post new ideas, to send comments, to prioritize, to vote, to like, just like on Facebook. And also share ideas to other social networks. Another key aspect is making clear what the developers are working on, so the users, that they get notifications if their idea was taken up and is currently being developed and then rolled out. Integrate in any context. That means whether we're on a mobile app or we're on a desktop app, or we're on a web application, whether we're in the tram or sitting here, and we want to make it very easy to submit new ideas. And finally, the export options to both directions. One is to social networks for end users to discuss further, and the other direction is to issue trackers. So things where developers can work on and discuss the technical details, like GitHub issues or Jira. Before I show you an example, these are the details that you're going to see. It's a progressive web app. It's responsive. It's mobile first developed. It installs on home screen. So when you visit it a couple of times, your Chrome browser actually asks you on Android whether you want to install it, and then it feels like a native app, which is really cool. It's developed using Polymer web components. And the backend is based on Java and microservice architecture. We're using OpenID Connect, so we have our own provider there, but we plan to integrate Google or other big providers as well. It's hosted on GitHub, and we use Jira for issue management, and finally Jenkins for continuous integration, also the continuous deployment on our build and production environments. And now let's show you the software. Well, so this is it. It's requirementsbazaar.org. It's actually localized. So here are some languages of our research group. So you can switch over to German very fast. The responsiveness that I talked about. So this is it. All right, so this is the main page. We have a lot of test projects, obviously, and some popular projects. Then you can click to explore the public projects. So it's you can see everything when you're not logged in. So here is the list of projects, or the most popular. So Last2Peer is a Java framework that we develop in-house. We also noticed people from outside of us that we didn't know started using it. For example, in Afghanistan, 60 people are using it for building their IT stacks. It's cool. Our own project. And let's click here. So then you see the categories. For example, the front end or the back end. And I'm just switching over to the front end. And basically, this is the main interface. So it's a card-based layout, if you know material design. And let me sign in here. So that is our OpenID Connect provider. Yeah, and now I'm logged in. And if I want to add something, for example, I noticed yesterday that the statistics on the main page are not yet localized, so stats are not available in my language. Bad. And I can save it, and it will just appear here. And then I can star it, I can follow it to get emails. We have a nice activity tracker, so you see what is going on. So somebody of you here or outside in the internet have already followed the project. Cool. Thanks. Yes. So that's basically the web app. And I also want to talk a bit about the future ideas. Right. So what we also have is we have because it's web components based, it's very easy to actually export it to other websites. So we have, for example, for a project that's doing augmented reality learning, we have the content, the tiles on their homepage integrated, so people don't notice that it's actually hosted on Requirements Bazaar. It's pretty cool. It's a one-line integration in WordPress. We have works going on to gamify it, so you get badges and points and all that. We want to add design tools, so you can upload screenshots, which you can already do, but also mark and annotate that. And a very important thing that we want to do is also embrace new communities outside of software development. So if we go back, you find a project, a category here for the Requirements Bazaar, which is target communities. So things like refugee aid, where people come to Germany or other countries and they want something, and they just type it in here. or neighborhood assistance, clubs and associations, a soccer club, and so on. So we think that, we hope that this idea could also help them or other fields, so that they learn actually from how software developers work efficiently. One part of that is the localization, so I already showed you, and I have here a goodie. So we already, in the development branch, we translated it to Farsi, so it's partly, so there are some issues here, that's why it's not released yet, but very soon it will be available also for in the native language of the Afghanistan community. All right, so that was it. So if you have questions here, and I will be also available outside if you want to talk with me afterwards.
Thank you very much, Istvan. Big hand, please. So I see a question back there.
Hi, good product. Is there management for duplicates?
No, not yet, but we're working on social network analysis tools to automatically get that. Also, something we want to add very soon is tags. So based on tagging behavior, we could already, well, filter out some of the duplicates.
Any other questions? Don't be shy.
Hi. Can we add attachment drawings just to explain a little bit more some idea?
Yes. Yes, it's, you can add attachments, yeah.
So any more questions?
Another one over there.
Oh, right.
So the export-import that you mentioned, is it a kind of Excel export or an API that I can connect?
Well, it's all a REST API. So today already you can ask the REST API. We have Excel export already, so CS, common separated values. And GitHub issues export is also already there on the development environment.
So if there's no more questions, then I suggest we wrap up. Big hand for Istvan.
Thank you.